Yeah, let me go ahead and give it back to you. It looks like it's going to go through the issues.
Wait, can you please make me go first?
You are. Already done.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
Sure, no problem. We're about to get this routine down, aren't we?
Then we'll
Yeah.
just do something different, throw you off.
Yeah. They got to keep us on our toes.
Exactly.
Alrighty. Get my video going.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I do know a lot about Alexa, but I can always learn more. I've had one for 5 years. I've got a lot of them.
Okay, well, you can actually share some of your experience with the other folks, so that'll be good too. There's a lot.
Hi, Wade.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
Is that Nadine? Hey. And let's see, Beverly, hi.
I'm having trouble getting in here with my name and it can't link from my page. So I have to,
I can change it for you if you want me to.
yeah, Renee. But why is it doing that? It used to have a thing that I could hit the class and now it doesn't.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but there, I got you covered.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. All right, and let's see. Hey, Mercy, how are you?
I said long time no see.
Yeah, I know. It's good. Always good to see familiar faces. Okay. Lucy, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how you doing? Good. Is it Nada?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Great. Welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Pat, are you there?
I'm here. Hi, Wade.
All right, great. How are you this afternoon?
Good. Good.
Yeah, it's a nice sunny day in North Carolina. A little cool for us, but it's nice.
I hear it snowed in Rhode Island today.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's the picture I got.
Yeah, it was down in the low 50s last night here and just getting up into the low 60s today, which is a little seasonally cool for us, but it's nice. I like that kind of weather.
Yeah, up here in Maryland by Baltimore is like 50, 53, 54.
Okay, yeah, about the same as here, but it's bright sunny, so it makes it feel warmer. Right. People are coming in slow, but we should have some other people joining us. So we're going to hang out a few more minutes here and then we'll start without them if they don't show up. There's Dana coming in.
Class on speakers.
What's that, Mercy?
Do you have a class on speakers or you recommend any particular speakers for a Dell computer?
We have a class on setting up a home office that might talk about speakers.
Okay.
Yeah, what I would do is to put a request in to help at getsetup.io. Just you're looking for a class on speakers, and they'll kind of check to see what we got out there. And if we've got a class, they'll let you know. And if not, we'll put it in the list of classes to develop. Yeah. It probably is a good question.
Okay,
There's a
thanks.
lot of them out there. Let's see.
I had a real old ones that worked just fine. So the ones that came with the computer got lost somewhere. And now the
Yeah,
old ones, fully.
the laptops, the speakers are getting really so good you don't hardly need the external ones unless you want really good quality if you're listening to a lot of music. Hey, Yvonne, you snuck in on me. Didn't see you there. Hey, good to see you.
Hi, Wade.
Always good to see you. Let's see. So we got quite a few other people signed up, but we're gonna go ahead and get started anyway. We got a little bit of housekeeping to take care of, and maybe a few more people will come in. So let me go ahead and share my screen and get a few things organized here and get ready for the class while we're waiting. So everybody should be able to see my slides, and make sure you can see the right-hand side over here where I'm pointing. Actually, let me go ahead and get my phone up. So if you can't see all of my phone, let me know, and we can help you move some pictures around and get it to where you can see it. That's all right. I've got your pictures over here on my side monitor, and okay. I'll probably be muting frequently during the class, especially anytime I hear any background noise or any other interference. So be sure and check your mute before you ask a question. If you're muted, just unmute and then go ahead and ask your question. You don't need to raise your hand, just unmute and ask away. And I'm going to open up the chat as well here. So if anyone's having trouble with your microphone, we'll have the chat open, and Brandon is here from our Get Set Up TA group. He's going to be helping me monitor the chat. So if you're having trouble with your microphone, go ahead and use the chat. If your microphone's working though, please just go ahead and ask your questions out loud. That way everybody can hear the question, and I'll be able to hear it on a real-time basis as well. But if you need the chat, it is now open, and feel free to use that. So with that, I think we're ready to go, and nobody else has snuck in the door. Let's go ahead and get started. This is Amazon Alexa, what it is, why you might want one. My name is Wade Yarbrough, and I'll be the guide for today. Thanks for joining the class. Hope you enjoy it. A little bit about me. I'm from a small town called Mason. It's in West Tennessee, just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. I have a PhD in experimental psychology, training pigeons, if anybody remembers B.F. Skinner. And I taught psychology early in my career and late in my career, but most of my working career was spent installing and training users how to use hospital information systems, training doctors and nurses. So I've had a lot of experience doing adult education. And what I like best about Get Set Up is that I'm training people that are here because you're interested in the class, you want to learn what we're teaching, not because your employer told you that you had to attend the class, which is what we try to do with Get Set Up, create an environment where you're taking classes you're interested in with other people that are interested in the same topic that you can interact with. And of course, interact with the guide as well, ask questions in a safe environment is what we hope that you're experiencing. The session is being recorded, and any participant can request a copy of that recording by sending an email to help@getsetup.io. And I'm going to put that in the chat as well. In case you don't already have that in your email contacts, that's a good thing to do. After the class, in the closing slides, I'll talk about some other reasons and ways you might want to use that email address as well. So it's a handy thing to have. We're also live streaming the session. So I do want to welcome anyone that's joining us by live stream. Thank you for joining us, and hope you enjoy the class as well. But I did want to remind you that the only way to get that full Get Set Up experience is to go to our website and register for a class. That way you can interact with the other learners and also ask questions of the guide. And finally, Get Set Up is not paid to promote any of the products and vendors. There's no marketing relationships. We're just trainers. In terms of agenda, what we're going to do is by the end of the class, you'll know about Alexa and Alexa-enabled devices, how to install Alexa and customize her, some of the common Alexa commands that are useful, and there's thousands of them, and also how to communicate with other people using Alexa. So let's get started. So first about Alexa. Alexa is what's called a voice assistant. And the basic premise of a voice assistant is very simple. You ask it questions or give it commands, and it responds back verbally. There are other voice assistants. If you have an iPhone, you probably know about Siri. Alexa and Siri are double first cousins. There's also Google has a voice assistant as well. So there's a growing number of voice assistants. Alexa's probably the best known, and I think was the first. Alexa was unveiled in 2014, so she's been around for a while. And estimates are that there are currently over 100 million Alexa-enabled smart devices in use around the world and growing rapidly. So we'll talk a little bit about the Alexa devices. There are several different types of Alexa device, and let me go to Amazon's website. It's probably the best way to show you the devices. Smart speakers were really the first Alexa device, and the first devices used for all the Google Assistant devices. And that's still probably the most common one. This is the current Echo Dot. Echo Dot is sort of the entry-level smart speaker. This is the 4th generation. Let me unplug this so you can see it, but I'll plug her back in a few minutes. But this is the 2nd generation Echo Dot. It was called the hockey puck. It looks sort of like a hockey puck. I've got one of these and 2 of the 3rd generation. The 3rd generation looks like this, but it's cloth covered and a little bigger. The sound quality was much better from the 2nd generation to the 3rd generation. I don't have one of these yet, but I'm guessing the sound quality is even better since it's round, more spherical, probably has better speakers. But that's your entry point, $50. You can go up if you want better quality sound. There's also a Echo 4th generation with premium sound. You can go up to a true hi-fi speaker, and you can tell the price increases accordingly. This is that 3rd generation I mentioned that I've got 2 of. They still sell those, at least until they sell out all the ones they've made. I don't think they're making anymore. But you can see it looks like the hockey puck, but it's got fabric around the outside. And you can get even higher end. There are third-party speaker makers now, like Bose makes an Alexa-enabled device. It's in the $300 range. Sonos also makes Marshall. So a lot of your high-end speaker makers make Alexa-enabled speakers. So lots of choices in that smart speaker range. The other thing that's come out much more recently are called smart displays. And I like this one because it kind of explains what it is. It really is a smart speaker, just like we had up there, with a display device attached to it. This looks like a speaker that someone glued a tablet onto. They come fairly small. This is a 5-inch, about the size of a smartphone, all the way up to a 10-inch. And the advantage here is that not only can Alexa talk to you, but she can show you as well. So like in this case, someone asked what the temperature is, and she's showing the temperature in the forecast. So it adds another element to the Alexa experience. And there's a whole range now of Alexa on the go devices. These are actual glass frames that are Alexa enabled. You can hear Alexa, talk to Alexa from your glasses. Kind of interesting. Earbuds. This is a Alexa Auto hands-free device that you put in the car so you can talk to Alexa from the car. Lots of other things here. You can go watches, headphones. So you can take a look at those as well. There's one other Alexa device that doesn't show up on that screen, but I like a lot, and we'll talk about some reasons why later. But it's called the Echo Flex. It's the low entry point. It's $25, and it looks like this. It actually just plugs into an outlet. So it's a good way to be able to talk to and hear Alexa. Not the best option for quality, high fidelity sound if you're listening to music, but a great way to have access to Alexa all over your house. And we'll again talk about some good reasons why that's a nice thing to do. So you can have it down in your shop, in the garage, or in the bathroom, lots of other places. And there's also a great deal going on right now. I don't work for Amazon, but I just saw this and want to pass it along. So normally it's $24.99 for the Flex. Right now that you can get a smart light bulb and the Plex for the same. So they're basically throwing in a smart light bulb if you buy an Echo Flex. So a good deal. Questions about Alexa devices before I move on?
What would you use? What do you use the light bulb for?
So you can basically put that in. This has a transmitter in it, so we can talk to Alexa. So you can tell, say, Alexa, turn on the light, and it'll turn the light on. You can say, Alexa, turn the light off, and it'll turn it off. So you can control
okay.
that light bulb just with your voice.
Okay, thank you.
What I love about those is that you can set them at 10%, 20%, 30%. If you want your light dimmed or bright, 100%, your room really changes the light. I've never had one like before that I could do that. You know, instead of 3-way bulbs, all you do is say, Alexa, turn the light up to 100%, and it turns it way up. Okay.
Yeah, I've got 4 of these, and
So do I.
not this particular one, but smart bulbs. And yeah, that's and you need to check. Some of them are dimmable and some aren't. I think this one is dimmable though, but so that's one thing to check when you're buying them, is to make sure they are dimmable. But I think most of them now are. But yeah, so that's a cool toy. That's sort of the entree into smart homes, and we may talk a little bit about that. But there's another class I teach on smart homes, which is using Alexa type devices to control things all the way from thermostats, door locks, etc. So let's keep going then. So we kind of showed you what it is and what the different devices look like. So how do you set up an Echo device or an Alexa enabled device of any type? And what you need is an Amazon account, of course. So you have to have an Amazon account first. You don't have to have Prime. The free account works fine. You have to have an Echo or some other Alexa-enabled device. So it could be those Bose speakers as well, but something that's Alexa-enabled. And then you need to have a device with the Alexa app. Here she is over here. It could be a smartphone. You could even use it on a tablet, your iPad or a Kindle Fire, but you need access to that app. And then, of course, a Wi-Fi connection, and you'll need to know the username and password to set up that Wi-Fi connection. But Alexa does work via your home Wi-Fi. So if you don't have Wi-Fi, or if you're in a part of the house that doesn't have Wi-Fi connection because it's too far from your router, it won't work. Right. And then all you need to do is set it up. And again, I'm gonna, I got to stop sharing. I forgot to turn on a switch here and reshare with the sound turned on so you can hear this. But I'm gonna play a video from Amazon.
Set up your Echo. Before setup, download or update the Alexa app in your device's app store. To set up the device, plug in your device. Open the Alexa app. Go to the More menu. Select Add Device. Select Amazon Echo. And then Echo, Echo Dot, Echo Plus, and more. Follow the instructions to complete setup of your device.
So pretty simple, 32-second video explaining the process, and there's not much more to it than that. Alexa does walk you through the rest of the setup, and the biggest thing left in the setup is to connect to the Wi-Fi, and that's where you're going to need to have your username and password for that Wi-Fi. But really a simple setup for all the devices I've tried to set up. It's not that complicated. And there's good support from Amazon if you do have any problems. Again, I'm going to move along. If you have questions, go ahead and unmute and ask.
I just wanted to say that the first Alexa I got was the tall one that you just showed on the screen back there. That was the first one I thought they came up with, that they had this tall, and I still have that one working, but that
Yeah,
one that was
Yeah.
not, that one, that black one, yeah.
Yeah, that's just the Echo. I think you're right. I think the Echo came out first, and then the Echo Dot came out after that as a cheaper alternative. Yeah. So they do come in multiple sizes now.
Now, are you setting this up on your home computer or on your phone?
Well, it runs independently, but you need this app to configure it.
Okay.
But then once you've got to configure it, it doesn't run off of your phone. It doesn't need a phone to run. It runs independently of your phone. But so the phone is used to configure it. In fact, I'm going to show you how that works in just a minute. It gets a little confusing. It makes it look like it works through your phone, but it does not. Once it's set up, you could turn off all your phones and it still works. So in which case, that is a good segue. So once you go through that setup, Alexa is working and you can start asking her questions and giving commands, and she'll respond without any other setup. But there's some things you can do to customize Alexa to get more value out of her. And that's what I want to show you, some things you can do to customize and enhance your experience. And what most people, one of the biggest things they do is music. And I'll talk a lot about music today. But one of the first things you want to do is link other services. So let me show you how that works. So I'm going to go ahead over here. Let me slide this over just a little bit so I can get my phone a little bit more front and center. So I'm going to touch the Amazon Alexa. And what I'm going to do is come down here to the bottom right where it says more. And then scroll down to where it says settings, and it's just a little bit down right here. And then I need to scroll down to where it says music and podcasts, and it's down a little ways right here. And then you can link new services. So when you first install your Alexa device, it comes with Amazon Music installed, and that is the default service. And you can use that. You don't have to do anything else. It comes with the free version of Amazon Music. You can upgrade to more extensive versions for a nominal service fee, but it will work totally free with the free version of Amazon Music. So really, there's no cost to get started in using it other than purchasing the device itself. But if you want to link in other services, and you can see I'm using Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and Audible. If you want to add some other services, you would click the plus sign here. And it'll show you all the services. So even though I've got quite a few already connected, I don't have these. Now you have to have an account for any of these. So reason I haven't linked Apple Music is I don't have an Apple Music account. If you have an Apple Music account, you can just click here and add that to your services. You have to put in your Apple username and password. And then now you're linked to Apple service. Or if you want Spotify or SiriusXM, any of these others, you can link any of those services. And the way that works is that if I just say, Alexa, play James Taylor, she'll play James Taylor music on Amazon Music. If I want her to play James Taylor on one of the other other linked services, I would say, Alexa, play James Taylor on Pandora. And then she'll play it on Pandora instead of on Amazon Music. So she'll play on the default unless you give her the name of something else. If you name something else, she'll use that service.
My Alexa's playing James Taylor. You got to be careful when you're talking. I have that all the time.
Yeah, there's
but
a mute
doing the
button on
same thing saying stop.
Yeah, there's a mute button on the top that you may want to punch to mute her. In fact, I'm going to plug mine back in case I need her. But yeah, as soon as she reboots, I'll need to mute her as well. But you can hit that mute button so she won't hear her name. And you can also change your default service up here. So the default by default is Amazon Music. But if you want Alexa to use Pandora as the default, you can change that just by touching there and picking a different service. Clicking change here and you can pick a different one. Questions about linking music services? If not, I'm gonna go all the way back out. So and come back in again, but we're gonna go into settings again. The other thing you can do is to integrate your calendar and email into Alexa. And so let me go there. So we go back into more again, down at the bottom right, go into settings again. This time we're looking for calendar and email. And there it is right here. And this is where you can set up your accounts. So if I touch accounts up here, you can see I've got my Google way to get set up account linked and my JWade1J, which is my personal Google account set up. I can add another account. So you just click the plus, the plus is always in the app telling you where you can add something. So you can have one. The more you have, the more complicated it gets. So it's probably better to just have one, but it will let you have more than one, and which is what I've done here. What that lets me do, so I can, and you can use your smartphone as an Alexa device as well as using an Echo. So I can tap here to talk to her, which is what I'm going to do for now. So I'm just going to say, Alexa, what's on my schedule for Sunday?
Wade, on Sunday, April 18th, there are 2 events. At 12 p.m. there's the Power of Gratitude, and at 1:30 p.m. there's Facebook.
So, and your phone works like an Echo Show. So not only does she answer, but she'll put it on your screen so you can see it as well. You can tell her to put something on your calendar. You can say, Alexa, put a meeting with Michelle on my calendar for 3 o'clock on Sunday, and she'll add it to your calendar. You can even have her tell you what's on your email and read an email to you. I find that a little strange. I don't use the email part, but that works. The calendar, I think, is more practical. And especially if you've got a show, it works really nice.
I'd like to say that when you connect email accounts, it can help you contact people if you're blind. My mother was blind. That's one reason we set this all up, where she could talk to Alexa and order and talk to either one of us. We had to set it up and just ask for Renee or Ray or whoever, and it would just call us or email us. And that's what's good about those.
Yeah, that's a great point. I hadn't thought about that. So yeah, that's a great thing that in that case you can compose and listen to emails if you're sight impaired. Good. Thanks for sharing that.
Okay, I got a question. I went to the calendar links. So if I go ahead and turn on my email account for Affairs to Remember, that will I'll be able to say, what do I have on my calendar? And it'll tell me for a specific date.
Well, you need to tell it what date.
Excuse me?
You need to say what's on my calendar for Sunday or what's on my calendar today.
And it'll automatically tell me.
And it'll read off just like it did when I did that.
Okay. What about family?
What do you mean? I'm not sure what the question is.
It's got link calendars for birthdays, family, holidays.
Oh.
If it's a far-fetched thing, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. It may be you've got a there is a Amazon family thing that you can set up. I don't have that set up, and so it probably interacts with that Amazon family but I'm not sure how that would fit in.
Oh, all right. And the signature, is that something to be interested in?
Yeah, and I don't see that one either. Let me go into.
It's in email settings.
Yep. Not sure what that is. I haven't done much with this one other than just have it read me my calendar like I just did. So I've just linked in my calendar. So Yeah,
Okay,
so
thank
see
you.
Some options that I'm maybe not, because it may be some things that you've got, maybe some, depending on what you've linked. Are you linking to Gmail or to Google or to some other one?
Gmail.
Ah, okay, yeah. Not quite sure there. So there's some things there you're seeing that I'm not seeing, but it probably is either some Gmail settings or some Amazon settings that are different.
Okay,
All right, yeah,
thank you.
sure. Let's move on. If there's no questions there. One other customization I want to show you, which I like a lot, and this is called a flash briefing. And what flash briefings is, Alexa can play up-to-date news from lots of different news sources just by saying, Alexa, play my flash briefing. Let me show you how that one works. So I'm going to go into settings again, more, and into settings again. And this time I'm scrolling down looking for news, which is right there. And then go into flash briefing edit. And so the way flash briefing works is that there's lots of flash updates out there from all sorts of different news services. So you could just say, Alexa, play the word of the day briefing, and it'll play this one, or Alexa, play NPR news briefing. And so it would play any one of these. What the flash briefing lets you do is to string them all together. So if I say, Alexa, play my flash briefing, she'll play this one, then she'll play this one, then she'll play this one. And she just works her way through however many I've got set up. So it's something we do lots of times at lunchtime. We'll just play the flash briefing and we'll get the word of the day and the NPR news, BBC News, happy headlines. You can
And a
easily,
joke.
Yeah, joke of the day. I've used that one. Yeah. If you get tired of some of them, and I do, I swap things in and out. So if I'm tired of Reuters, you can just slide that little slider and take it out. What it does, it puts it down here. So anything you've had in your briefing, it keeps it in case you want to put it back in, which I do that a lot as well. I'll go down and say I haven't done CNN for a while, or haven't, the weather forecast is a good one to put in there if you want to get the weather at the same time. So I just touch that one. And now I got the weather forecast. So in there, my happy headlines, NPR News and BBC News. So I get my whole briefing. The way that you add things, because when you first come into here, there's nothing here. And what I always say is make yourself a big pot of coffee and touch the plus sign here, because there are 12,067 choices that you've got of things you could put on your flash briefing. So it'll take you a little while. If you want to scroll through them all, there is a filter or a sorting. You can sort it by featured, average customer review, which is what I tend to rely on, and release date if you want to see what's the most current things that have come out. But luckily, there's also a search, because there. So if you're, let's say, for instance, you like NBC News. So you can scroll through, and what happens is that there are local stations in here as well as national. So if you live in South Florida and you like NBC 6 News, you can get your local news. So you can kind of keep flipping through, and you could probably search for NBC 5 Chicago if you knew what you were looking for. If you live in Chicago and you want NBC 5. So you can find local news, but there's all sorts of kind of off the wall type things out there as well. So it's kind of fun to look at. This is something to maybe swap ideas with other people in terms of things that they found, if you know some other Alexa people.
Wait, where did you get that search button?
Yep. Let me go back. It's up here at the top up here.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
How did you get to flash briefings, please?
Yeah. So it's, let me go all the way back out again and just come in. So it's more settings like we did the last 2 times. And then you're looking for news.
Alexis, you could ask him.
Right here.
All right, okay. That's a good one.
right. Other questions before I move on?
Yeah, wait, I do have a question, and I'm still been thinking about it since you started. The lady that spoke about the vision impaired. I have readers that go to other people that live around here and help them read or read to them. And one lady said that she uses her Echo, and I think the one that you plug into the wall everywhere, to turn on lights and things. But you have to have that special light, right?
You do have to have special lights like that one that I showed you, that smart bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talk about a lot of options in that smart home class. You can have smart bulbs, you can have smart switches on the wall that will turn both things on and off, or you can have plugs. So lots of ways to automate the house, but yeah, those can be very handy.
But you need not just Alexa, but other equipment as well.
Exactly. Yes, you can't control just a normal light bulb or a normal light switch. You have to have what they're called smart bulbs and smart switches.
Okay.
But they've gotten so much less expensive. It's amazing how they used to be like $150 to begin with for a bulb and the plug-in, and now there's so much that you can do it, you know.
They're not much more expensive than a LED bulb, you know.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's move on. We've got more to cover here. So Alexa commands, you know, this is what Alexa does right out of the box. So if you don't do any of the customizations I just showed you, you can start talking to her. And there are literally thousands of commands. I have a few here, just are ones that I do a lot just to get your creative juices flowing. But what time is it? You know, we ask her that a lot. You can have her set reminders. We do lots of reminders. Alexa, set a reminder for 4 o'clock this afternoon, or set a reminder for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So if there's something you don't want to forget, you can set timers, and we threw away all the kitchen timers. You can have multiple timers running at the same time. So you can say, Alexa, set a tea timer for 4 minutes, and Alexa, set an egg timer for 12 minutes. And whenever that timer expires, she'll tell you your egg timer has expired and play a little alarm until you tell her to stop.
Can you tell her for, I'm thinking about setting a timer for somebody taking medication at a certain time. Can you set a timer for each one at the same time, or you can set a timer only for one?
You can have multiple timers, and you may want to do a reminder. So if it's for a particular time, you would set a reminder. If it's a countdown timer. So if you need to take a medicine, something 3 hours after you eat, when you finish, you could say, set a pill timer for 3 hours, and you can name that timer. And that way you can have multiple ones running at the same time. And you can even check and say, Alexa, how much time is left on my timer? And she'll tell you.
There are no timers set. Every night at 9:30, my timer goes off to tell me to take my nighttime medicine.
Yeah. Great use of the timers.
Yeah, mine are set for 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I said that, let's say you take 5 different kinds of medications and they're taken at different times. It's easier to set a reminder or a timer.
I think either one will work. Because I think you can name the timer.
Okay.
Does anybody else know that? I haven't tried that.
I use reminders, and it clearly tells me take this or take that.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it worked like timer. So you can say, take my heart medicine. Set a reminder for heart medicine at 8 p.m. and set a reminder for stomach medicine at 4 a.m. And then she'll tell you which one you need to take when you hit that time. And like Nadine said, you can make it recurring. So you can say every day, and
every day.
Do it every day.
Yep. And alarms. You can use alarm too.
Yeah, and somebody just made a comment about that. Make sure that whatever device you get be compatible with whatever Alexa device you use. For example, bulb. This bulb doesn't work with this particular one.
Yeah, that's one thing we talk about a lot in that smart home class, because there's multiple different smart home ecosystems. There's Apple, there's Google, there's Amazon. Some devices work with Amazon and Google, but they don't work with Apple. Some work with Apple, but not Amazon or Google. So you got to check and make
Okay.
sure it works with whichever. So if you've got Amazon, make sure it works with Amazon. And whenever you're
Okay, thank-
looking, it'll tell you which ones it work with. And
Thanks.
in another class, I show you how to find that as well. Let's see, we covered these. Oh, weather. Gosh, I ask Alexa 15 times a day. What's the weather? Is it going to rain? You can ask her anything about the weather. Is it going to rain tomorrow? You can check weather somewhere else. My dad still lives in Mason, Tennessee, where I was born. So I'll say, Alexa, what's the weather in Mason, Tennessee, to see what's going on where Dad is. So you can get weather anywhere you want to. She knows all sorts of recipes. You can say, Alexa, what's a recipe for chocolate chip cookies? And she'll give you a recipe. Does all sorts of conversions, ounces to liters, ounces to quarts, whatever you want to convert. One of my favorites is she'll maintain lists for you, so you can have her maintain the grocery list. So as you're looking in the closet, you take the last cookie, you can say, have her add more things. Let me do that one. So I'm going to just do it on my phone. You can do it from any device. Alexa, add bananas to the grocery list.
I've put bananas on grocery.
So wherever you are in the house, if Alexa can hear you, you can tell her to put something on your list. When you get to the grocery store, you take out your phone, touch the grocery list, and it shows you everything on your grocery list. When you pick up bananas and put it in your cart, you just touch the little check box and you've ticked it off. Once you've got everything on your list, you can go home. It's nice. My wife and I both used Alexa, so either one of us can add something to the list. So if she just left 5 minutes ago, she's in the car driving to the grocery store, I can add something to the list. When she gets there, she'll see it. So very handy. You can have more than one list. I'm going to come down here to more again.
We have we call it our shopping list. I guess that's an old name that we learned years ago, because we call it add to our shopping list.
That one comes by default. It comes with a shopping list and a to-do list.
Yeah.
But you can add your own list. So these are my lists, meaning these are ones I created. So I've got a hardware store list, a Walmart list, a grocery store list.
Well, when you said grocery, it threw my Alexa way off. We don't have a grocery.
And she'll add one if you don't. So you can say, if you ask her to put something on a list she doesn't have, she'll say, do you want me to add a drugstore list? And she'll go ahead and add that list. You don't have to go into the app and add it. So those are very handy. Let's keep going. Again, if anybody has any things that they're using, you can certainly share those as well. But
I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay. I ordered, and I didn't order it through my dot, but I ordered peanuts or cashews from Amazon. And every now and then she'll tell me, you haven't reordered your cashews in 2 months. Do you want them?
Yep.
And I have to go, no. How do I get rid of that?
There is an Amazon shopping setting. At the top of my head, I don't know where it is.
I don't either.
You remind me at the end of class, I'll either find it or I'll put it in the email. But you can, and my wife uses that all the time. I don't do that, but she orders lots of things through Amazon. And yeah, and Amazon learns. So she typically buys it once a month. When it's been 4 weeks, she'll say, based on your purchasing history, it's about time to order whatever vitamin C again. And you can say, yes, go ahead and order it. And so if you like having her do your shopping for you, it works pretty well.
Okay.
But there's a way to turn off those recommendations. It's a setting in there, so she won't, tell you it's time to buy something again.
One thing, when we started, it was like the first whole year, we hardly did anything with it because we didn't remember how to say it, because you need to say it a certain way until it gets to know you. And like, you got to say it like, Amazon tell me a joke, or Amazon show me my shopping list. You got to have the right words or it can confuse you sometimes until they get to know you. But also, and what?
Because sometimes it doesn't understand with it.
Oh, and if you don't have your teeth in, it can mess up. That's what my husband just reminded me, because I have my teeth on, I'm driving away.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've noticed over time, because we've had ours for a long time too, is she learns, she now knows lots of different ways to ask the same thing or say the same thing. You know, it used to be you had to have exactly the right phrase, and over time, you know, Amazon is adding more and more alternatives. So it is getting now, we can almost talk to her like a person.
Yeah, I do. She's the main person I talk to. But one other thing is I always say thank you. I say, Amazon, thank you. And she says, oh, thank you. You're welcome, Renee. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. She'll say, she'll say my name or my husband's name. I mean, she'll really talk to you.
Yeah, they're making her a lot more like a real person. So a few things around music, because you can probably tell I use music. Somebody asked about how far away. Well, it's all voice. So if the speaker can pick up your voice, you can do it. So we've got 3 Alexas, one in the kitchen, one in the bedroom, and one in my office. But I can stand in the living room and talk to the one in the kitchen if I talk very loud. So as long as it can hear you, it can respond. So now the music depends on your music service. So these are things Amazon Music does. Amazon Music has more than the others, but you can also do things with the other music services. But with Amazon Music, you can, I think somebody mentioned this already, you can say increase the volume, and it goes from 0 to 10. So you can either say just increase volume and she'll bump up one at a time, or you can say increase the volume to 6 and she'll change it to 6 on that 0 to 10 scale. You can say play songs by James Taylor. You can play songs by artists like James Taylor, and she'll play a variety of artists of the same genre as James Taylor. You can have her play a specific album. Alexa, play the album Dark Side of the Moon. You do need to put the word album in there, or she probably won't get it. But as long as you say play the album Dark Side of the Moon. If you like the album, but you get tired of hearing it in the same order, you can say shuffle songs from the album Dark Side of the Moon. If you forgot to do that and she's playing, you can just say Amazon Shuffle, and she'll switch over to shuffle mode. I love this.
We listen to the same music.
If something is playing and you don't recognize them, you can say, Alexa, who is this? She'll tell you the artist, the song, and the album it's on. And if you like it, you can just say, play the whole album, and she'll switch over and play the album from that person. So you can kind of, it's like surfing the internet. You can kind of surf around from song to song, album to album with Alexa. And you can create all sorts of playlists. So I've got 5 or 6 different playlists. So if you hear a song you like, you can say, Alexa, add this to my instrumental favorites playlist, or add this to my country music playlist, whatever playlist you want to have. Lots of things you can do with Alexa right out of the box. Questions, or anybody else have a favorite command they want to share?
I want to say, be careful. Just learn gradually. If you're old like me, you got to gradually, give yourself 4 things or something that you want to learn, and then you'll get those. And then pretty soon you'll just add on, and they'll send you new things every month or week or something to tell you more things to ask it.
Yeah.
They got new ones.
I get an email, I don't know if I think it seems like it's about once a week with new things Alexa can do, or new things to do with Alexa. So, and there's hundreds of things. Got a couple other things I want to cover. We're getting close to the end of the hour, but 2 other things. One is called Drop-In, which is really handy. And Drop-In is like an intercom. If everybody remembers the old intercoms we used to have a long time ago, it works the same way. So if I'm here in my office with my Amazon and my wife's in the kitchen, I can say, Alexa, drop in on the kitchen. You have to name each one of the devices so it knows which one. It opens up a channel basically between my Alexa and her Alexa. So I can talk to her and she can answer. It also can come in handy if you're in the bedroom at night and you think you hear something in the living room. You can say, Alexa, drop in on living room, and you can listen to hear if there's somebody making noise, if there's somebody's breaking in the door or whatever. So it does just open the channel. There doesn't have to be anybody in there to activate it. For people with young kids, they use it a lot to check in to see what the kids are doing when it's too quiet in their room or something. And when you're done, just say, Alexa, hang up. You can do it from your phone. So that comes in handy. So if I'm outside and I need to talk to my wife, instead of calling her on the phone, I can just go to communicate down here and do drop in. And then it lets me pick what I want to drop into, so I can drop into wherever I think she is and talk to her from my phone. There's something called announcement, which is, in fact, here it is on the phone. And it's like, it's dropping in, but it drops into all the Alexas. So that comes in handy if you want to let everybody know dinner's ready, or we're leaving for church in 5 minutes, or whatever. You can, or if you're not sure where the other person is, so you want to just have it go to all the Alexa devices. So that's what announcement is. And you can
would
say,
drop-in
Alexa,
work if you don't have a phone service on the device?
Yep, this is just Alexa talking to Alexa. There's no phone involved. Now, you couldn't, I mean, you'd have to have Alexa on your phone to use this part, but you can talk from one Alexa device to any other Alexa devices, and it's not talking to the phone at all. And there's an alarm right there.
Yeah, how long I've been talking about, I know this. I just learned that the other day. My husband told me, oh, just because I had COVID, I had to separate from him. And so I wondered, how do I call it? How do I tell him that I need something, And that was really great. He told me about that. I didn't know that. That's a great thing to have.
Yep, this is really handy. And let me go to one other one, which is, one thing, if say you're going to take a nap and you don't want anybody dropping in and disturbing you, you can say, Alexa, turn on Do Not Disturb, and it will turn off drop in for that one device where you are. And then when you get up, you can say, Alexa, turn off Do Not Disturb. So you can turn one device on or off if you want to, so somebody can't drop in. If I'm in here teaching a class, I can turn it off so that nobody can drop into my Alexa while I'm teaching a class. And the last thing I want to talk about is echo to phone calls, which is another really handy thing. So Alexa can basically be a hands-free phone system. So if you're in the kitchen and your hands are dirty and you need to call somebody, you can say, Alexa, call, and give her the name of the contact. So I could say, Alexa, call Michelle, and it would call my wife. And I can talk to her. She's on her phone. I'm on my Alexa device, and we can have a conversation. So in this case, it does call through the cell phone or through the phone. You can call a landline as well. Doesn't have to be a mobile phone. If you don't know the person's name or if the person isn't in your contacts, you can just give the number. So you can say, Alexa, call 919-260-4436, and she'll call that phone number. And this can be really handy if you're, so I'm in the kitchen and I slip and fall and I break my leg and my phone's up on the counter. I can't get to my phone to get help. I can say, Alexa, call Michelle, or I can, you can't call 911, but you can call somebody, or you can even put in your contacts, the ambulance, the fire department, the police department. So you can say, Alexa, call the police department, or Alexa, call the ambulance, or Alexa, call my doctor. And so you can get to somebody, you just can't get to the 911 operator. But that can be really handy, which kind of goes back to those flexes. So if you've got the Alexa flexes so that anywhere in the house, Alexa can hear you, it's like a nice little security system where if you need help for whatever reason, you can get to people even if you don't have your cell phone with you. And again, when you're done, you just say, Alexa, hang up. So
now,
I think
Wade, all these programs, the Echo to Phone or your drop-in, how do you get to those? Do you just tell Alexa to drop in, or?
Yeah, they are, I think they all are enabled. You don't have to go into the settings and turn something on to make it work.
Okay.
So yeah, you need to know what the name of that device is. And then you can just say, Alexa, drop in on kitchen, Alexa, drop in on bedroom.
Okay. But how did you get it to pull up on your computer screen?
This is showing my phone.
Oh, that's your phone. Okay. Did you go into docs at google.com?
No, you have to go to your app store. So this is an iPhone. So I go to the iPhone app store, downloaded Amazon Alexa. And then you have to put in your Amazon username and password. And then you just select it on your phone, just like any other app.
I was lucky because my phone was broken, my cell phone, and I no longer have a landline. And I didn't realize it, and I tried it, and I was able to let my children know that I was okay. I just didn't have the cell phone. But is there a number that they can call that I can receive a call on her?
You can link Echo systems together so that you can. So like if my dad had an Echo in Mason, Tennessee, I could actually drop in on him from here. You have to connect your two accounts because that connection happens at the Amazon data center. So yes, there is a way to do that.
Okay.
Does that cost you extra?
Nope, it doesn't cost anything extra for that. And it's not that complicated. It's a number of steps involved because you have to both have your accounts and you have to link the two accounts together. So it's a few steps involved, but it's not like it's that complicated.
And when you say accounts, are you talking about Amazon accounts or Gmail accounts?
Amazon.
Okay.
This is all through Amazon. It has nothing to do with Gmail.
And you're doing this app through your phone, but can you do the app through a tablet and a regular computer or laptop?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So you can put the app on anything that will connect to an app store. So yeah, if you've got an iPad, I've got it on my Kindle Fire. Yep. So anything that will support, and you can run it on a computer as well as a browser. I don't think you can call from there, but you can connect to Amazon from your computer. So if it's a laptop that has a speaker and a microphone, you can actually use it from your computer as well. But it's like handier on your phone. Okay, I think that is everything. And yes, and we are out of time. We got 4 minutes left for me to wrap up and get you out of here so you can get to your next class. So this is the end of the official class. So I do want to thank you for attending. I hope you learned some things about Alexa. There are a couple of related classes that I think I mentioned. I know I mentioned the smart home class several times. We do have an Alexa intermediate class that picks up where this one left off when we get into some more advanced things like skills and routines and connecting accounts. So if you want to dig deeper into Alexa, you may want to take this class as well. Let me go to the closing slides. This out of the way.
Wait, I just want to say that the smart home was very helpful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Does that include the Fire TV? Because I use my Fire TV thing all the time, Cube.
That falls under the smart home category. We don't go too much into the TVs.
I'm taking that class too. Thank you.
Okay. So after class, there'll be an email coming out, which will have some class notes, which is probably one of the most important sections. This is going to have links to several websites with additional information, some of the stuff we covered today and some things we didn't cover today. One question that comes up a lot that didn't come up today is privacy concerns, but I've got a link in there that talks about Alexa privacy issues. So be sure and check those links in that email. There's also a way in the class notes to recommend the class to a friend. You can send an email to a friend with a link to the class the next time it's going to be taught, or you can actually post it on Facebook. There will be 3 other classes, links to 3 other classes. Just click on the link and it'll take you to the registration page. Makes that real easy. Give feedback, brings up our feedback form. 2 questions, rate the session, rate the guide, 1 to 5 stars. And then there's a place for comments. We do hope that you're enjoying being part of the Get Set Up community, and there are ways to get more involved if you want to get further involved. I'm actually wanting to start up an interest group for Alexa, where we can get together and just have people share things that they're doing and ask questions of other people. And because there's just so much out there, way more than we could ever cover in the classes. So if you're interested in participating or being a lead for that class, I'd love to hear from you. Just send an email to help it get set up and say, I'm interested in the Alexa interest group. You can suggest a new class, same email. If you belong to an organization that you think we should contact to work together with that organization, we'll be happy to do that. And of course, this is the email for the recording. And very quickly before time runs out, the last link takes you to our website where you can book another class. Two things that we just added recently I want to point out in case you haven't found it. Right in the middle of the screen here is View My Complete Schedule. If you click that, it takes you to the schedule page where you can see everything you've registered for. And you can launch classes from here as well. And the other new thing that people have been asking for a while that I think this came out this week, you can now search by guide. So if you want to see the other classes that I'm teaching, you can just put my name here and search, and it will show you the other classes that I'm teaching. And these are all ones that are already on the schedule that you can book. So this isn't all the classes I teach. These are the ones that are on the schedule for the next 2 weeks. So you can scroll through there, or any other guide that you enjoy taking classes from. You can put their name in and find their classes. All right, so it is top of the hour. I barely made it. I do want to thank you for attending. Hope you enjoyed the class as much as I did, and hope to see you again in another one of my classes really soon. Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Wait, can I hang out for a minute?
Sure. What?
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now. Sure. Do you have a question?
My daughter bought my dot, and she bought this for me at the same time, a smart Wi-Fi plug.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those.
Okay. I can, like you were saying, that this can go in another part of the house, like my kitchen, and I can talk to my Alexa through this. Because it's got Alexa turn off. It's got a little speaker up there.
I don't know about that one. Most of them, like I've got one. Hang on a sec. Yeah, same thing. It plugs in.
Right. What do you do with it?
So I have it plugged into my electric heater, which I'm not using anymore right now. But so what I could do is, when I woke up in the morning, I could tell Alexa in the bedroom, turn on the office heater, and it would turn the heater on. So when I came in here, it would be nice and warm. And or if I left home and I couldn't remember, gosh, did I turn off that heater in the office? You can actually, from your phone, you can see if the heater's on and turn it off using your phone. So pretty much you can control that one from either using your voice, talking to Alexa, or from your phone. And we talk about that in that home automation class.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and take that.
Yeah, that falls under the category of home automation. We talk about these it's called a smart plug.
Okay.
So I haven't seen one that actually is an Alexa device where you can talk to the plug. You can control the plug through Alexa.
Yeah, because this one is a TP-link. Yeah. So it's been, like I said, it's been sitting here for 2 years.
Oh, really?
I might as well. I am not the geek, so I'm going to learn how to use it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what that. Now, some of them have. I just looked up TP-Link, and because I have some other. They make a lot of smart devices. Tell you what. If you put does it have a model number on there?
Let's see. TP-Link. H is in Harry, Sam as it, H is in Harry, S is in Sam 100. It's supposed to work with Amazon Alexa, works with Google Assistant.
I found it. Let me just look real quick and see. Yeah, I don't know what that is on there, but it's not. Oh, it's the on off switch, probably.
Okay.
That's what. So if the like if your Wi-Fi is down, you can still turn it on and off. If you see the, I can't see it, but mine has the same kind of thing on the side of it.
Right.
So if you need to turn it off and your Wi-Fi is down, so you can't control it with your voice, you can push that. So that's the on off switch.
Okay. Well, this is something I'll be playing with this week.
Okay. Yeah, those are great. You're going to get hooked. I've got 2 of them.
Okay, great. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks. Bye now.
And I am interested in the interest group.
Oh,
I don't want to read it, but I would be interested in joining.
Yeah, if you would just shoot that email out, because somebody's compiling that information for me. So once we get enough people, we'll get that started.
Great. Thank you for your time.
See you later.
Bye-bye.